such a time as this.
And welcome back to For Such a Time as This. I'm your host, Pastor James Pittman, with your weekly installment of the book of Revelation. I want to get to it again. Boy, I can spend hours on this, but I want to go real fast, a quick overview. Any questions, let me know. I will try to answer them. Okay, it is the second loop. Remember, I said that Revelation goes from different perspectives. The first loop we went through, chapter 4. The second loop is chapters 5 and 6. So let me show you the beginning and the end. Revelation 5, this is the beginning of the loop. Again, it's scenes from different perspectives. So this is the second scene, or the second loop. It begins with Revelation 5:1. Then I saw in the right hand of him who was seated on the throne a scroll written within and on the back, sealed with 7 seals. That starts the seal scene, the seals in the throne room, again built on the book of Daniel. And then the end of this loop is Revelation 6:16. The rebellious people are not giving up, they're not giving in, and they scream out in Revelation 6:16, calling to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him who is seated on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of their wrath has come, and who can stand it? So that's the beginning of the loop. I want to take this time now to highlight some of the verses and the concepts in this first loop. Again, this loop is the seals. It's the seals, so you're going to have the 3 main perspectives of God's wrath on earth: the seals, the trumpets, and the bowls. The first one is the seals. So look at Revelation 5:2. And I saw a mighty angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the scroll and break its seals? And no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth was able to open the scroll or to look into it. And I began to weep loudly, because no one was found worthy to open the scroll or to look into it. And one of the elders said to me, weep no more. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has conquered, so that he can open the scroll and its 7 seals. And so that is clearly Jesus. Jesus now is opening the seals. He's the only one worthy. He's the only one strong enough. So in Revelation verses 5 and 6, the seal scenes, Jesus is opening the seals, thus starting the wrath on earth, God's judgment on earth. So move to Revelation 5:7. And he went and took the scroll from the right hand of him who was seated on the throne. That's God the Father. Only God the Son can walk up to God the Father, take the seal out of his right hand. And when he had taken the scroll, the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb. Fell down, prostrate, in the worship position. And they only worship God. The Lamb is divine, of course. 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, each holding a harp and golden bowls full of incense, which are the prayers of the saints. 2 things. The bowls are there. There are going to be 7 bowls later on in the book of Revelation. It's going to happen simultaneous. And what we see, the bowls are named as the prayers of the saints. I'm not sure whether it's the prayers of the saints for all eternity or just the prayers of the saints of that time. But here's one thing that you can take out of this for sure. Prayers are not forgotten. Prayers are not meaningless. Prayers of the saints are held in deep reverence, and they're not forgotten, and they count. So when you see here in Revelation 5 is that the prayers of the saints, God holds them in his hands, and those bowls, the prayers of the saints, will be turned into the wrath of God, judging those who are on earth. And now we go to Revelation 6, the next chapter. Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. When he opened the 5th seal, Jesus is now opening the fifth seal. And because I only have so much time, the four horsemen of the apocalypse, they were at the beginning of Revelation 6, but now in Revelation 6:9, when he opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of those who had been slain from the word of God, slain for the word of God and for the witness they had borne. Real quickly, I just want to show you those who were slain under the rule of the Antichrist in the last 3.5 months, who were slain in the Great Tribulation. They are quartered off by themselves. They're not with the rest of the saints. They are quartered off. They're in a special holding place, it seems like, right? Under the altar. The souls of those who had been slain for the word of God, for their witness they had borne. Verse 10, they cried out with a loud voice, O sovereign Lord, holy and true, how long before you will judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth? These souls underneath the earth, they are keenly aware of what happened on earth, keenly aware of what is going on earth, and they are, how can I say this? They're at a point in their relationship with their Lord where they can actually turn to God and say, how long? Like a child to their parent. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? How much longer, Daddy? How much longer? How much longer? They say, oh, sovereign Lord, how much longer? How much longer? Verse 11, were they knocked on top of the head? No, verse 11. Then they who were each given a white robe and told to rest a little while longer, until the number of their fellow servants and their brothers, that's a mistype right there, their brothers should be complete, who were to be killed as they themselves had been. You have these souls under the altar saying, how much longer? How much longer? God says, I believe it's Jesus, and that's Jesus there. He says, rest a little while longer. What does he mean by rest a little while longer? Those who died under the Antichrist. What does it mean? Because we got some work to do. We're going to go back to earth. We're going to clean house. And I believe, Revelation 20, jumping ahead a little bit, that those who are underneath the altar, they're going to go back and rule with Christ. And Christ says, so just wait a little longer. Just a little longer. Just rest a little longer. Still have some down on earth who are being killed by the Antichrist. And when that time is complete, and when they join your ranks, we're going to go back and we're going to set things right. That's Revelation 5 and 6. We'll continue next week as we continue to go through the loops. God bless.
For such a time as this,